In this video, I'll be demoing how to build a front-end application on top of the Coleman AI's discount recommender endpoint from last video using Infor Mongoose. I'll be reusing the same master form that I built in the trains application, so I recommend watching that video first before viewing this one. I'll begin by extending the master form that I used in the trains app. I will name this form Camera Price Prediction. Click Finish, and you see the form template. I will remove the lingering images from the trains application. Usually for your master form, you only want to set the structure of the form and not provide any content. This way it can be inherited by multiple different applications without needing to change anything. But in this case, we can simply set the base form to false and remove the images. I'll be using the same theme class as the trains application. Now that I have my headers customized to this application, I'm going to add the statics and drop-downs I will need to hold my input parameters to Coleman. The first parameter will be category. Give it a static justification of default and apply the GSI static theme class. And I'll do the same for the other 4 parameters. I will now bind each dropdown with a variable that has the same name as its respective label. So for this dropdown, I will name the variable category. Each dropdown will also need a list of values. This is populated via the list source and can be done through inline. The values I will be inputting are taken from the same dataset that we use for our quests. Close and reopen the form to see the changes. Now I will add the buttons. This button will get the predicted discount. and this button will be used to reset the form. Let's add the predict discount event and attach it to the button. The first handler to this event is a script to set some variables for an API call to Coleman. I will name this method set Coleman AI bars. This method gets the values from each variable bound to the drop list and builds the payload. Next, I set all the necessary variables for an Ion API call to Coleman. The next handler will make the Ion call using the variables I set in my previous method. The invoke Ion API method requires all these parameters. These are all the ones I've set in my previous method. I will need to change the value type of all of them to be variable, since that is what I set in my method. The ones with var prefix are the input parameters, while the ones with rvar are the output parameters. There are 4 output parameters. The response is what I need, while the other 3 can provide helpful info if an error occurs. The last event handler will be for parsing the response. This method will format the discount value, removing unwanted characters, and adding a percentage at the end. I need to add an event to the clear button. This event will use the setValues event handler to reset all the variables on the form. Last thing I need is a static to hold the predicted discount value that is returned from the Ion API call to Coleman. I will set its foreground color to be green and give it a larger font. I will bind it to the variable from my parse response script method. And get rid of the colon. Once that's done, I can run and test my form. There is my predicted discount from Coleman. The form will also scale down to fit mobile because of the master flex form. And here is a preview on the iPhone X. This is the end of the video. Hopefully by now you have an idea of how to build an Infor OS app using Coleman AI and Mongoose.